Hi crafty friends, Elise here, the Cheeky Bum, and welcome back to another Year of Cheer Hop video. So for the month of June, we are working on MDCs and ATCs. So in this video, I did do a live earlier this month with Mika where I made a MDCs card. But in this video, I kind of want to talk about like the basics, like the 101 of MDCs and ATCs, like information that you put on them, measurements, and just basic information so that you know. I mean, because I feel like we lose that a little bit, especially because there's so many dyes out there that it's just easy to do a dye. But I still have people ask me, like, what kind of information do you want on the back of your cards and stuff like that. So we're going to get started. Okay, so first we're going to talk about ATC cards. And I have a whole bunch right here. And these happen to be Halloween ones because this is just like the last bunch of ATCs I had gotten, and I just put them in this little thing. You can put them in binders. You can put them in a normal binder and just use the baseball trading card sleeves. There are little 4x4 binders that you can put them in, but I have recently seen, and I'll link it down below if I can find it, at Michael's in the diamond art section. They have little binders that are 4x4. Well, they hold four cards. They're not 4x4. I don't know what the dimension is, but they hold 4 ATC cards, and they have like little pouches. I'm just gonna pull out 4, and they'll go in like this, and it's to hold your diamonds for diamond painting, but you could easily turn it into a little ATC card binder, and they're super cute. But an ATC card, ATC stands for Artist Trading Card, and it's just a cute little thing. I think it came about when like pocket letters, sometimes we still do pocket letters. I started off paper crafting with pocket letters, so I really like them, or mini pocket letters are sometimes a requirement, but it's just a 2.5 by 3.5 card. That's the basic dimensions, and you can round edges, you can add a little bit of dimension. If you are putting them in a binder, you don't want to add too much dimension because they won't fit in the little sleeves, but that's what they are. They're just little cards, and you do them up in whatever, you know, style you want. Let me look at the back of this. So she actually used a stamp for the back of this one. It just has like a title, or basically whatever swap it is, who the artist is, who, you know, what their contact information is, the date that you made it, but you could easily change this to birth date and how many you made. So last Halloween, I did an ATC trading card swap where you made 4, you received 4 back, so by all different artists, so that you just could, you know, build up your little ATC collection. So this one is double layered. Let's see what she has on the back of this one. I don't want to put anybody's on here that has their address, so she covered up her address. So this one's a good one too, by Carol. She has her favorite colors, she has her style, her crafty style, she has her birthday, her YouTube, her Instagram, and stuff like that. These are perfect things that you can add. You can add these to the back of a MDCs card too, and yeah, it's just good information to know, especially like if you're into like just sending out birthday cards or birthday happy meals, stuff like that. It's nice to have people's birthdays. You also want your general YouTube, Instagram information. I do have little stickers. I need to make some new ones that are bigger, but I do have like just these little stickers that just have my name and my socials on there. Social media, that is, not social security number. Sometimes like that's easy just to slap on there. Sometimes I'll make one specifically for the swap and stuff like that. But this is a basic ATC card. No dyes needed if you don't want. So these ones are all kind of basic shaped ones. I'll show you some that used dyes. Like in this one, this is a dye. So this is a Chaos Craft die, and it has 3 different styles. In here, this is one of them. Is this Mika's? It is. I knew it was hers. There is another one. I'll link this down below too. She does have another set as well that has a couple different styles, and this one has I really like these because it just takes out everything. It just makes it so easy. You get your stamp with all the information that you need, and then you also have your nesting, so you can make it how, like, you know, you can layer them up. I think there's 3. Is there 3 per one? Yes. So you can really layer it and give it some dimension. I really like these. This one has a little bit of extra, and then this one is probably the one I use the most, is this one, just because it adds a little bit of a pizzazz. And then this, if you want to add, like, you know, a sentiment or anything like that. So that's exactly what Mika has done on this one, and you can see you know, her information on that. So that is like basic ATC. So you don't have to have dies if you don't want to. If you want to jazz it up, you're more than welcome to. Any type of die. Like I said, the basic size for an ATC card is 2.5 by 3.5. Don't judge my stamps. I know they're a little dirty. So yeah, there's such a good variety. She's even made like a little sleeve to put hers in, but if I were to put this in a binder, I would have to take it out. So right now I have, you know, just, you know, a whole bunch of them just in this little thing, and this is all from just that swap. So, oh, here's another one that used a die. But yeah, just all different styles. You just never know what you're gonna get. I like that. Like, everybody just, yeah, has such a different style. And this one is chipboard, so this one's nice and sturdy, so it doesn't have a lot of dimension, but man, this one's not going to bend or move or anything. So, and she's even got this one in like a little sleeve. But yeah, so cute, is it not? I like ATC cards because they're small. You still get all the information that you need from your artist or your swap partner or whatever. And yeah, I mean, you could have a whole bunch of these. You can put them in binders. I need to start a binder. I'll probably end up getting the one from Michael so I can do it. It has a clear cover, but you could add stickers, die cuts, whatever you want to it. So now we're going to move on to MemDex cards. So a memorydex card is basically a card. I don't know how to explain it. I have a whole bunch of samples here of ones I've got from elaborate to very simplistic. These are just Christmas ones that I received this year. So like this one is pretty basic, but they have these little rings down here so you can put them into a MemDex holder. These used to be really big, and there are like some dies that you can make MemDex. People have used like old Rolodex holders for them. I think Chaos Crafts has a Rolodex die that holds them. Somebody has made me one. I don't have it available right now. I think it's in my other room. I was going to pull it out and I just didn't. It's amazing. So basically a MemDex is a memory dex card, or MDC, or MemDex, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. This one doesn't have anything on it, so whoever I got this one from was blank, but I can add this to something and add some information on it or whatever I want. Let's see this one. So this one was a Christmas swap, and she's done all kinds of little things of what she made. It was a 12 Days of Christmas, and it was really, really cute. So this one has dimension. This one's even bigger, but I have one that's quite elaborate that I'll show you. Some people will ask for memorydex cards that have at least 5 layers, or chunky, or 7 layers I've seen. Some don't really care. Like this one is just a dimensional sticker, but it adds a lot of dimension and layering on top of it. So yeah, it's just another one. She's got stickers on the back. This one even has a pocket. So that's some of those. And then I have some that are even, like, people go like crazy with these. So this one is a die. I'll show you some dies and punches. So this base is a die. I think this is Chaos Crafts. There's just so many. Like, look at this one. Look how elaborate this one is. So it's a little wardrobe. It's got all these little dresses on here. But this one is super elaborate. I love it. It's got her address on the back, so we're not going to show that. But yeah, like so many different varieties. I just love looking at MDCs cards and looking at all the fun ones. Like these are all from an ice cream swap that I did last year. This one's got a pocket as well. You can put gift cards in there. You can put your little information of like what you like. Does this have her address on it? No, but I mean, it's just got a little information that like what her favorite color is, her birthday, and her favorite snack. And it's so cute. And yeah, you could put so many different things in them. This one is like the OG basic like file folder die, and she's just layered it up, added a dangle. Like there's just so many. Like I could go on and on and on. Like look at, you can just turn anything. She's even put a spot in the back with a little tag, and this tag has, does this one have all of her? Yeah, it does have all of her information on it. I'm not going to open it up completely, but how cute is that? And it has like all her swap, like what the requirements of the swap were, and they're in your tag. So you can get so creative with memorydex cards. So I'm going to put these back. This tub is just an acrylic tote from the Dollar Tree, but it holds like MDCs cards in here perfectly. I really like them. I'm still able to flip through. This one is a little overstuffed, but that's okay. But for $1.25, it holds them perfectly, as you can see. So if you don't have a MDCs holder or what, there's that. So I believe that Bethany, your crafty BFF, has a tutorial on how to make a MDCs holder, and if she does, I'll link it down below. But I'll link all of the ladies that participate in the Year of Cheer down below, so you can check out their videos as well. But I'm going to get into dies. Like these are just simple dies. I've had these on my desk. There's more out there. I have lots of them. I have like the Chaos or the Scrap Diva ticket die, which is one of my favorites. Like these are just basic dies. This is what I started with when I first started. I think these were from Amazon, maybe AliExpress, I don't know, but these were the two basic MDCs dies that I started off with. And before these, I started off with just a punch. I found this on Amazon. If I can find this, I'll link it down below, but it's just a MDCs punch. You line it up and you punch it. And I have two examples here. So in the live, I created this Christmas cow, and this is just a basic, I think this is a 3x4 piece of paper that I folded over, I glued it, then I rounded the corners, and I just, stuck my little punch in there and punched it. This boot is the same version, this cowgirl boot, but I think this one I wanted a little wider because of the bottom of the boot was, not straight across. It needed a little bit more support. So this is a 4x4 piece of paper that's just folded over. I do typically, when I'm doing a base, I try to do either a thicker basil, like the 80-pound basil, or 110-pound cardstock, so that it has a good foundation. Also, when I'm doing any of the dies as well, I always do my pattern paper and I layer it with a 110-pound cardstock on the back, so it has just some good sturdiness, because you don't want a floppy ATC card. You don't want it flopping, or a MDCs card. You don't want that flopping around. So I do highly suggest backing whatever. Like if you just did this out of a single paper, it would be so floppy. You wouldn't be able to layer it. It wouldn't have structure. So you definitely want to at least double layer, if not layer your pattern paper on 110-pound cardstock. I highly suggest that. But there's so many dies out there. Like Chaos Crafts has a sandcastle that I just got. Scrap Diva has dies out there. I just ordered her mini MDCs dies, because I don't have any mini MDCs in my collection, so I ordered her a little mini MDCs. I can link those down below as well if you're interested. But you can turn anything into a MDCs by making a simple base or cutting out a simple base like this and just adding to it. You can, like I said, this is a mini album that I turned into a MDCs card. So, and then this is also a mini album. This is the Scrap Diva Cowgirl boot that I turned into a MDC card. Like you can turn anything with just like a simple base. It doesn't have to be wide or thin or thick. Typically, so these ones are pretty standard size. Typically a MDC card is about 4 inches wide, maybe 4.5. If you're putting it in a holder, you can go as tall as you want, but I usually try not to go wider than 4.5 inches because most holders are going to be about 5 inches. So that's why if you don't have a punch or a die, you can use a hole punch and just cut little holes, and that'll work too. I think when I first started, I think I might have made a MDC like that, if I can recall. That was a few years ago. And I quickly got this because I didn't like the way that looked. So I quickly got this punch. I think it was around $15. Dies vary in price depending on where you get them, but that is the basics, the basics of MDC cards and ATCs. So if you have any questions, let me know down below. I would love to answer all questions that you might have. I'll link all the products that I can down below. Anything that I think that you might find, you know, that you might want to go check out. I will also link, I have a couple videos on MDCs that I've made in the past. And I'll link that, and I'll also link the live that Mika and I did this month where we made MDC cards as well. So thank you for joining us in the Year of Sheer Hop, and we'll see you in the month of July. Bye guys.